Namaste. Good morning. How's everybody today? So let's get into some real stretches today for the hamstrings and the hips. So hopefully you're in the mood to do some forward bends and some straddles and some hamstring stretches. And just let everything that you know you need to do. Hey Ellis, love you. Excuse me. Let everything that you know you got to do later on in the day, let it just drift away. Fill up your head and then let it just drift away, dissipating away like stress gone. Nice to see you. Bring it on. All right. So we're going to go ahead and start by sitting straight backed with the legs out. And you're just going to let your legs be a little bit out, like hip distance or a little farther apart. Straighten up your legs as much as you can. Get them to extend out from the hips. And we're just going to reach for the ankles and then back up. Breathing as we bend forward and come up. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, come up. Take it slow, we're just getting started. Beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and reach for the ankles and hold on and just pull a little bit. Bring the body down, a little farther down. Take your time. Forward fold, full relaxation. Don't force anything. As always in my yoga classes, you know this if you're with me for long, you never ever force anything with me. You're always just letting yourself relax and ease slowly into a posture or pose or stretch. And if something feels wrong, modify or just wait and just rest, because you have your own wisdom. We're online here. I can't even if we were in the same room, I would give you the same advice, but especially since we're online and I can't even see what your position is, you have to listen to your own inner heart and your own inner wisdom. And be very gentle with yourself, always accepting and appreciative, never judging, never forcing, never angry, never upset. Understand that this is your body, give it the respect it deserves. And you know, we're all dealing with the quarantine 15 or maybe more at this point, but even so, it's okay. Relax. All right, so let's go ahead and find ourselves seated nice and tall. Pull the flesh away from the sitting bones and stretch those legs out. Beautiful. So flex those ankles and point your toes back towards your face. At the same time, lift up through the spine, pushing down on your hip bones. Maybe you need to pull the flesh away to feel that lovely connection down into your yoga mat, into the earth, into your support system. As you push down on your hips, your body should lift. I want you to try and lift your rib cage out of your abdomen. So we're going to lift the arms up and stretch up, at the same time flexing the ankles and making the back of the legs very alive, feeling very connected to the earth, behind the knees, behind the thighs, behind the calf muscles. And maybe you're like me, if I really tighten up my knees, my heels come off the ground. So try and keep those heels on the ground as well at the same time that you tighten your knees. Reaching up, try to lift the rib cage and the side body up into the shoulders and the armpits. Lift it up, 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 stretch up. Enliven the back of your legs, flex your ankles. A real 90-degree angle here. 3 deep breaths as you lift the top of your head and your fingertips and your rib cage up. Big breath in. Keep reaching up as you exhale. Beautiful. One more time. And come on down. Let your hands slowly sink down. And again, we're going to rub from ankles to hips and be soft. Soften up the legs, soften up the feet, soften up the back, and allow your head to come close to your knees as you bend forward. Exhale as you bend forward. Inhale, come up. And up, breathe in. Beautiful. Let's do a spinal twist. Let's get started with a gentle seated spinal twist. So we're going to take the right leg and bend it and cross that foot over the knee. I've got this sofa right here, so I'm going to need to move, but let's go ahead and remember that the straight leg, which is your left leg at this point, the ankle stays flexed. Now we take the left arm and reach forward and then wrap that elbow around the knee. And then we take the right hand and reach forward and look at your fingers, look at your fingernails. Sit as tall as you can, stretching up through the top of the head, lengthening the spine, reaching forward with your right hand. Bring it along behind as far as it wants to go. As far as it goes, then drop it down to the ground behind your right hip, and we're looking over our right shoulder into your past. If you want to think about looking backwards. Or maybe you want to think about when you drive, you need to look over your shoulder so that you can see if it's clear to pull out. Sometimes you feel a little stiff when you're in the car and you're driving. This is your chance to explore where your limit is and gently nudge your edge. Gently, I said. So we look over our shoulder, and while you're looking over your shoulder, bring your eyes all the way to the right corner of your eye sockets. And bring your mind to what you see there at the edge of your vision as you breathe deep and sit tall. Inhale, bring that hand up behind you. Exhale, bring it forward. Reach both hands forward and cross your legs. Let's hold a beach ball right over our heads. Breathe in. Exhale, bring that beach ball to right in front of your chest and then out over your toes and back up. Breathe in. Exhale, out, in and out. Up, in, out. Breathing in. Keep it going. And then once you get the movement established, focus on the body. You can forget about a beach ball and just feel your body moving with your hands reaching forward, bring it up, breathing in, into the chest and out over the toes. Ball of energy in your hands. Let your breathing match your movement or even lead your movement. Three more times. Take your time. All right. Let's twist the other way, shall we? Bring the left leg up, bend that knee. Cross the left foot over the right knee. The right leg is straight out from the hip and the ankle's flexed. Wrap your right arm around that knee. So you're going to sort of hug the knee into your chest with your arm. Left arm extends out forward. Look at your hand, look at your fingernails, and slowly they drift behind you. Keep looking at your hand. Let the hand go as far back as it can. Maybe the head can't quite go as far as the hand can go. Just don't force anything. Bring the hand down, put it on the ground right behind your left hip. Sitting tall, look over your left shoulder, and let's bring the eyes all the way to the left corner of your eye sockets. Really stretch your vision to the edge of what you could possibly see. Sitting tall, we breathe and look to the left. Beautiful. Inhale, bring the hand up. Exhale, bring it in front. Reach both hands in front and cross your legs. Bring that ball of energy or a beach ball if you prefer up overhead. Breathe in. Exhale, bring it over your toes and back into your chest in one fluid motion as you inhale up. Exhale forward. Bring it in and up. 3 more times. And this time we're going to really reach. Let me back up so you can see my toes. Keep your position steady. I want you to see where my toes are flexed, my ankles are flexed. Toes are pointing up. And we're going to reach for the toes. See if you can grab a hold of your toes. If you can't, then grab your shins or your knees or wherever your hands reach. But if you can, try to grab a hold right over the top. So your fingers come right over the top of your toes. Wherever your hands connect. At this point, I really want you to stretch your head up, lengthening the spine. But it won't be vertical, will it? It's going to be an inclined angle, maybe aiming for the top of the wall across the room. So you're kind of at a 45-degree angle from your tailbone to the top of your head. I suggest you look down at your knees or your ankles so that your neck doesn't have a bend in it. And we're going to hold this pose for 5 breaths. You should feel a lot of energy in the back of the legs, into the hips. We're getting started in our stretching of the hamstrings and hips. So go ahead and quiet yourself down. I'll be quiet so you can breathe and close your eyes. Focus inward. And then hands to the shins or the knees. Push yourself back up. And it is time to slide down. I'm going to scoot the camera back here, but go ahead and slide down onto your back and bend the knees and place your feet close to your hips. All right, let's go ahead and push the lower back down into the mat. So take a minute to just feel some flexibility in your pelvis. Rock your pelvis back and forth and feel your lower back start to feel a little bit of stiffness go away. The lower back often just holds tight in its stiffness and its sort of habitual state of contraction. And that is not really good for your circulation and for your sense of peace and connection to yourself. You don't want those frozen vertebrae to just get stuck like that. So we're just going to rock the pelvis, a little pelvic tilt here and there. Keep breathing. Let's take the pelvis and move it in a circle so that we get some side-to-side action. Any direction is fine, and then at some point go the other way. Go the other way around your circle. Awesome. Let's stretch those legs and arms up to the ceiling. Reach the heels up. Hips to heels, a strong, straight line with a lot of energy. Reach the arms straight up from the shoulders, fingers reaching for the ceiling. But the shoulders themselves are down on the ground. Push them down to the ground. Energy in the back of the legs, energy from shoulders to fingertips. 3 breaths. Just hold steady. Awesome. Bend the knees and elbows and straighten it up. At the top, we're going to point the toes and bring the hands over. So we're working the wrists and ankles gently. Flex, down, up, and point. Flex, down, up, and point. Keep it going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, good job. One more. Last one. Reach it up. Give yourself the toe point, the finger point, and then circle the ankles, circle the wrists, and bring those arms and legs down, and just stretch out for a moment, stretch out and let everything go, relax. So you're sort of in the Savasana, what they sometimes call the corpse pose, which sounds a little negative, but when you think about it, there's no fear in death. It's part of life. Beautiful. Relax everything. Take a minute to notice your fingers and toes, give them a little wiggle, and then just tell them to relax. Arch of the foot, palm of the hand, relax. Ankles and wrists, relax. Forearms and calves, tell them to be heavy and calm. Elbows and knees, relax. Hips and shoulders, relax. Tailbone and neck, relax. Belly and chest, relax. Awesome. Let's reach overhead and bring the feet together for a long body stretch. Really stretch your body as long as you can. Reach and inflate your lungs. Expand your rib cage. Breathe in as much as you can. Stretch. And then don't feel embarrassed to vocalize a little yawn if you want to. That's allowed in yoga. It's good for you. Beautiful. Let's bring those knees. Place the heels close to the hips and do a little windshield wiper. We take the knees left and right. I did Dinah's class at yoga yesterday. I'm feeling a little bit of a woo 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 right here. Thank you, Dinah. She is a great yoga teacher. She works at yoga doing classes 9 o'clock in the morning most days. She's somebody that I've been doing yoga with so long, like almost 25 years or something. And she is consistent, always herself. I respect her so much. All right, bring those knees all the way up and bring them to the chest. Give yourself a little hug. Hug it in and release. Hands on knees, squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and release. Squeeze it in and hold. Keep holding, keep breathing. Release. Let the knees come a little bit wide, not very far, and we rock left and right. What is my mouth? Always get a little wrinkle. Must be me. All right, let's stretch the legs out. One more long body stretch. And relax. We're going to take the left leg up, bend the knee. By the way, you can put your arms anywhere that feels good. They don't have to be overhead. They can be down, wherever feels good. Bend your knee about 90 degrees and circle it around a full circle. As big a circle as you can, as long as there's no discomfort. If there's discomfort or pain or sensitivity, just make your circle smaller or just rest. Breathe as you circle your knee around. Breathe a lot. Change direction whenever you feel like it. Listen to the body. Respond with a positive affirmation. Yes, I will do as you ask. Always. All right, let's bring that leg straight up now. Straight up if you can. If it's a little bent, that's okay. Don't worry about it. We're going to grab the leg with the hands somewhere around the knee and gently incline the leg a little bit towards the face. Back and forth, gently and slowly, carefully, with a lot of breathing. Take that leg into an inclined position over the chest, over the face. Hold. Just stay there for a moment as you breathe. And then bring it back. Let's bend the knee again, and let's go ahead and rock the baby now. We're going to take the knee in the hand, the left hand, and the heel goes to the right hand. Let the knee drift out. Let the heel come really close in by the belly. And then bring the knee around like you're rocking a baby. We're going to rock the baby twice on each side today, so hopefully I can just say rock the baby and you'll know exactly what I mean. I don't have to explain it every single time. All right, let's bring the legs straight up again. Again, grab around the knee somewhere and back to your hamstring stretch. Ever so slow and gentle. The goal here is to establish exactly where your limit is on your range of motion. Where is the edge of your range? Hold right there at your edge for a moment. And then return to stretch. Go to your edge, hold, keep breathing. And return to active stretch, finding your range. Okay, now we're going to hold at the edge of our range of motion for a static stretch of 30 seconds. So go ahead and just find a way to hold your legs steady while you relax. And really ask that hamstring to stretch or to release or to just be calm. The back of the leg, from the hips to the back of the knee, ask it to release. And now that we've been patient and we've held that edge for a moment, you may be able to come deeper into your stretch. But this is super gentle, that we're just urging a little extra centimeter of stretch. Hold right there at your new edge and just keep breathing. Feel the stretch and acknowledge it with your mind. Awesome. Let go. Release the leg. Let it drift back to sort of like vertical and cross it. Oh, we're going to rock the baby again. Bend the knee, bring the heel in, and rock the baby. All right, bring the knee across the body, all the way over to the right side of the body. Let it come down to the floor, or if you have a pillow, put it on a pillow. Or let it just sort of go to your full range of expression. Let's bring the arms out in a sort of like a capital letter T, straight out from the shoulders. Your face is looking up at the ceiling, or maybe to the right. Whatever works for you. Relax. This is a very important relaxation move. Everything lets go. Let it go. All right, roll back onto your back. Slowly work your way back into a long body stretch. Take your time. Big breath in, stretch long, fingers reaching up overhead. And release, relax. Beautiful. Let's do the right side. That was the left leg. Now we're going to do the right leg. Bring that leg up. Bend the knee. Arms can be wherever feels good. Circle the knee around. Lots of breathing. Imagine that your ball and socket joint, the hip, where the thigh bone comes right up into the hip. It's like a ball and a socket, and it moves smoothly 360 degrees. So as you move the knee around and that hip socket is getting its full workout, let's breathe air into it. And you can imagine that the oxygen you're breathing in becomes lubrication for that ball and socket joint. Visualization is very important, not just in yoga, but in everything in life. If you visualize what you want and repeat it to yourself, your brain will start to believe it, and then your body follows suit. All right, circle it around, change direction now and then. Beautiful. Let's bring the knee up, bring the leg up. Give some energy there. Beautiful. Bend the knee. Right hand to the knee, left hand reaching for the heel. Rock the baby. All right, stretch it up. Hands going right around the knee somewhere. You can interlock your fingers behind the knee or the thigh if you want. Take it easy. We're stretching the hamstring with a gentle range of motion, slow, careful movement. All right, leg coming to a good position, near the edge of your range of motion, near your extreme position. Hold right there for just a few breaths. Ask the leg to relax. And then back to your range of motion. Stretch and breathe. Beautiful. Find your edge. Go ahead and find a way to hold that edge where you can really relax the body and continue to breathe for your static stretch. Static 30-second hamstring stretch. Relax and breathe. Maybe we shift a little deeper, carefully, gently. Find your new edge. Breathe. All right, let it go. Then the knees circle around. Your right hand, left hand reach for the heels, rock the baby in and out, back and forth. Beautiful. Bring the knee all the way across, all the way to the left side. If it wants to sit on a pillow or two, lay it on a pillow. Open your arms out from your chest, out from your shoulders, palms up. Relax everything in the hips and lower back. All the way up the spine, relax, let go. again. Tell yourself consciously, let go. Relaxation begins in the mind, where you tell a body part to relax. It doesn't happen automatically, does it? Halfway maybe, but not all the way. Beautiful. Let's roll back onto the back. One more long body stretch. Incorporate all that stretching and movement and breath back into one unified sense of peace and connectedness. Beautiful, beautiful. Let us now bend the knees and put the heels quite close to the hips. Bring the hands alongside the body, fingers pointing towards your heels. Tilt that pelvis and push your lower back strong, hard, down into the floor. Hold it right there. Tighten up the belly, tighten up the waist. Squeeze in the whole abdomen, from belly button to hips, to the kegel inside the hips, inside the groin. Everything from the belly button to the groin is super tight. You may even want to tighten up your thighs, your buttocks, your knees, but don't tighten up your chest. Keep your chest and your shoulders easily relaxed and your breath light and normal. Your main focus through all of this is to push the lower back down into the mat hard. Keep doing that. Let everything else be secondary, and of course keep breathing. Squeeze it in tight. This is your time. Just build strength in the torso. Core muscles make everything better. Keep pushing in, keep squeezing in, keep breathing. Okay, release, relax. Sorry about that. Let the knees come out. Bring the soles of your feet together and your toes together, your heels together. Turn your hands so that they're palm up and relax for a moment. If this is difficult for your knees, put a pillow under, or for your groin, if it's too much for anything in here, put a pillow under your knee. If you can manage it, just let the knees go and sink. And then bring the knees up. Place those feet flat on the ground, close to the hips. Bring your hands back, palm down, fingers pointing towards your heels. Tilt. Push the lower back down. Squeeze in the hips and waist. We're going back to our pushing down. Continue to breathe. Squeeze it in. Tighten it up. You need this. Don't resist it. Embrace it. Love it. Breathe. I don't care who you are. This is good for you. Tighten it up. Tighten it up. All right. Release, relax. Take a minute to just breathe. That was kind of intense. We're going to see if we can pick up the hips now. Bring your feet to a very good location to support the lifting of the hips. So you may need to make them a little bit wider than hip distance apart. Bring your hands down to be strong on the ground, palms down, fingers pointing towards your feet, and see if you can pick those hips up. Find your perfect location that your body likes, where your feet support you well. Lift it up. We're gonna, if you want, you can stay here, or you can walk your shoulders together underneath your upper back. So you're up on your arms rather than on your shoulder blades. And then maybe you want to clasp your hands together under your tailbone. If you do that, you'll find you can really push the hips up quite high into a big bridge between your heels and your upper arms or your shoulders. Squeeze the buttocks in and lift a little bit higher, and we breathe, big breath. Squeeze the buttocks, lift the hips up higher, breathe. Three more. knees, relax your arms, separate your shoulders, and roll the back down. We're going to bring the knees up to the chest again, hands to the knees, and roll left and right. Hands stay on the knees, come back to the middle. Round your back and pick your head off the mat. Round your back and rocking chair from hips to shoulders. 10 more times. Really invigorate your spine. Hips to shoulders, rock and roll. And all the way up to seated again. Let's take a minute to just check in with each other. How are we doing? Feeling better? I hope so. Got those legs stretched out, those hips stretched out. We'll do a little straddle work here in a minute, but let's take a break from the legs and hips. And just for a moment, check in with ourselves. I'm seated cross-legged. If that works for you, I suggest you do the same. If not, any position is fine. As long as your back is straight and you feel in balance, so you're not working to sit up, you're just at ease and steady. I'm going to rest my hands on my knees, palms up, and I like the sacred circle, where your mind, as your breathing, travels around the circle. And if you are really in your zone, you can have your right side of your mind and your eye and your nostril and your breathing into the right lung, all associated with traveling around your right hand circle, while your left brain, left eye, left nostril, left lung are thinking about this left hand circle. So we're really separating into two brains, two bodies, but all symmetrical and synchronized and at peace. I'll close my eyes and allow my breath to be easy and slow, deep and full. Take a moment for gratitude. Wherever you are, however you feel, you're alive. You've been given this life. This is your life. Be grateful. Fill your heart with love. Be honest with yourself. Who are you really? We all have the image we present to the world. And that's true. That's you. That's who you are. But there's another you inside that has a full range of emotional variations and shades of rainbow colors. And it's all okay. Accept yourself as you are. We're not perfect. It's okay to pretend to be perfect. But in these quiet moments, acknowledge your true self with love, acceptance, understanding, gratitude. I'm so blessed to have you in my life, all of you yoga people out there. Thank you so much. You fill my heart with love. Every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 o'clock, boom, it just hits me. I know that you're sending me love and sending me gratitude, and I feel it. I don't know how, but I just do. Maybe it's all placebo effect. I don't know, maybe I imagine it, but I feel like I am connected with you, and it adds value to my life, so I am very grateful. All right, let's take a minute to do some neck work. Yes, some neck work. So take your prayer hands right to your heart, close the eyes, and then bring those hands to be palm towards your face. So we're just opening them like we're reading a book. And then separate. Bring them straight to bending your elbows and lay them here on your shoulders. And then work your elbows up and reach back. Squeeze. Grab a big piece of this part of the shoulder and neck area right here, from the neck reaching out to the shoulder. Lay the hand there and grab a big piece of that flesh and squeeze and release. And breathe. From here, we're going to go up the neck. So work the fingers up, squeeze and release. Up towards the base of the skull. Squeeze and release. If your body at this point is saying, hey, I'd really appreciate it if the squeeze and release went this way or that way or up, do it. I mean, your body's asking for it, and this is your time to give and pay attention and supply what is needed with love and understanding and appreciation. Let's get our fingertips really connected to the base of the skull behind the neck. So you're kind of like fingertips spread out, and right here is the center of the top of the neck, right here at the index fingertips. And then the little finger is kind of behind the ear a little bit, but all the fingers are at the base of the skull. And from here, we're just going to do little circles with all the fingertips, pressing fairly hard. Close the eyes, breathe. Little circles with all the fingertips. And down the neck we go, the same technique, working down and down, up and up, down and down, up and up, down and down, up and up. Come on up higher, around the ear, in front of the temples. Follow the hairline up the forehead. If you don't have any hair, then where the hairline once was, you still remember where it was. Follow it up to the top of the forehead. And now we tap, tap, tap. Fingertips tapping. Tap, tap, tap the top of the head. Tap, tap, tap. Down to above the ears and up. Breathe in. Exhale down to the top of the ears. A stronger tap. Make it a little tight, a little bit harder with the fingertips. Down. And then to the forehead and above the eyebrows. Up to the hairline, down to the eyebrows. Tap, 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 tap. Breathing in and out. In and out. One more time. Up to the hairline, down to the eyebrows, around to the eyes, around the sides, and then come to the cheeks. Tap, tap, tap. Down towards the jaw. Up to the cheeks, under the, just under the eyes, down to the jaw, up. Keep breathing. And from the jaw here, we're going to go underneath the jaw into those glands. Tap, 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 tap. Keep breathing. Down the neck, slowly working your way down towards the collarbone. Tap, 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 tap. And into the sternum. Sternum to collarbone. Beautiful prayer hands. Bow your head. Give your face a nice light brush. Feel the energy peeling away like dead skin. Bring the hands to opposite shoulders and stroke all the way to fingertips. Shoulders, elbows, stroke. And let's turn the hands. We start with the shoulders, go to the elbow. At that point, turn the hands so that the palms are going to be facing each other when they come. And we go all the way to the fingertips. Let's turn it this way this time. And now just elbows to fingertips, switch each time. Prayer hands. Beautiful, thank you. Let's stretch out into a nice wide, semi-wide straddle. It's all relative. What's wide for you may not be wide for somebody else, or it may be way beyond your ability to spread out. But whatever your place is, whatever your edge of your stretch is, it's valid. It's always good to know yourself and be happy and content with your own flexibility. Explore it, but be gentle. All right, so we're going to do a lot of breathing with this particular straddle stretch. We're going to reach the left hand towards the left ankle and then grab a hold somewhere along that shin. Maybe right at the ankle, maybe a little bit closer to the knee, whatever's good for you. Grab, and then the other hand comes out, so you've got a 180-degree straight line from fingertip to fingertip. Close the hands together and turn the face to look down at the knee, and exhale. Open it up and breathe in. Exhale, close it up. We're going to do this 10 more times, guys. 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1. Come down. Place the hands on either side of the knee and the nose close to the knee. Just bow down in honor of that left leg. Push back. Walk your hands back, one hand on each thigh. Sit still for a moment. Incorporate that breath and that stretch before we go to the other side. So the right hand will slide towards the ankle and grab a hold somewhere above the ankle or at the ankle. The left arm reaches up and we have a full straight line from fingertips to fingertips. And this the left hand comes down to join the right hand, and you look down at your knee, exhale, and open it up, breathe in. Come down, exhale. Open it up wide, look at the ceiling perhaps. 10 more times, here we go. 10, 9, look at your knee, look at the ceiling. 8, look at your knee, look at the ceiling. 7, close it down, open it up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last time. Hold it up, look at the ceiling. Bring your hand down. Slide your right hand up. Take a minute to just incorporate the move. Let your body settle back down into a solid, steady, easy, balanced state. When you're ready, we're going to walk your hands forward. Find a good place for your hands to find, almost like a push-up position. In the elbows, push back. As you come down, we exhale. As you push back and we come back up, breathe in. 10 times. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and we're going to stay down here for 1. If you want, you can shift over to your elbows. Be gentle and just ask that inner thigh and groin area to just let go. Don't force anything. And then push your hands against the ground and bring yourself up. So we're going to bend the left leg, bend the left knee, and bring the heel not all the way into the groin, but out here to the side a bit. And then we're going to turn and look to the left. And this leg is going to shift underneath. The thigh is going to be on the yoga mat. So we're switching over, turn this leg to be thigh down, front of the thigh down, and ease into a half split position or a pigeon position. Hands are supporting the torso and the head is lifted, shoulders out of your ears, back down. Think about those shoulder blades shifting down your back towards your hips. Stay here for 3 breaths. On your next exhalation, we lower the body down. Walk the hands out and away from the knee and bring the head to rest somewhere close to the knee. Relax. It's a little bit like pose of a child. It's a relaxing pose. If this is too much for your hip, you can bring this knee out farther or you can bring it in closer. It's probably better for the hip if it's in than out. If it still doesn't work, then just rest and wait until we come out of our low pigeon, sleeping pigeon. We're ready, push against the ground, bring the body back up, and we hold the regular seated pigeon, half split position for 3 breaths. And roll back onto your left hip and bring your straight leg back in for a straddle, just like we were before. Take a minute to breathe. Walk the hands forward. Push up position, but we're going to lower down. Down and up 10 times. 10, 9, slow it down. 8, 7, 6, slow it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, and And one, here we stay down, stay down. And when you're ready, push back, walk your hands back, bring yourself up. Let's bend the right leg. The heel stays out a little bit, not all the way into the groin. And we come up onto the right hip. Left leg's going to turn. Front of the thigh goes down on the ground. And we ease ourselves slowly into beautiful pigeon pose. Use your hands to support your torso. Send your shoulder blades down your back towards your hips. Bringing your shoulders away from your ears, long neck, graceful spine. No hunching. 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, we collapse forward, bringing the hands away from the knee, allowing the head to drop close to the knee, and we relax in sleeping pigeon. You can even bring your hands palm up by your hips if you really want to just collapse forward and have no support from the arms. Lifting up, pushing away with the hands, push that body back up. Hold your pigeon pose for 3 full breaths. And then rock back onto your hips. At this point up onto my knees, but you can sit in any position that works for you. Let me see if I can get you a little closer here. Sorry about that. Beautiful. I can see you again. For our last few minutes together, let's bring the hands into prayer pose and then use our infinity symbol to really stretch the wrists. And try to go backwards, which is quite the challenge for the old noggin to do something exactly backwards the way you always do it, but that's why it's good for us. Rewire that brain, keep it young, keep it vital, keep it full of new ideas and new ways of doing things. Teaching old dogs new tricks, always a good thing, especially when you're the old dog. All right, hands to prayer pose. Interlock your fingers and squeeze and release as you breathe in and out. Let your tension go. Invert the fingers, push forward, breathe. Lift it up overhead, stretch up, breathe. Bring the hands to the top of the head or behind the head. Let the elbows go way back. Shine your heart forward and squeeze your shoulder blades together behind you. Lengthen your neck. And then we reach up again, breathing in. Exhale, bring it down. Look down at your hips, round your back. Reach your hands forward. Round your back as much as you can. Separate the hands. Send them out to the side and down. All right, I'm coming off my knees here because my ankle is not liking it that much right now. Back to prayer pose, please. Thank you so much for sharing your yoga with me, allowing me to share my yoga with you. Have a wonderful day. This is Thursday, so do some yoga this weekend, or do some walking, or some swimming, or, whatever is your way of connecting with your true self and keeping peace and contentment and hope alive in your heart, full of love and compassion and understanding. I grant you my most sincere namaste. Have a lovely day. Thank you. Namaste.